Hi, Prince of Peace, Principe de Paz friends. It's Mr. Eric again with a Bible lesson for you today. And before we jump into our Bible lesson, I want to play a little game with you. And it is about being able to listen to sounds and being able to tell what it is. Are you pretty good at hearing something and knowing what it is? Well, I'm going to play a couple of sounds here on my computer, and I want you to listen and see if you can figure out what it is, what that sound is. Now let's start off with an easy one. Do you know what this is? What do you think that is? I bet most of you are guessing that that was a dog. It was. We know a dog bark. We know what that sounds like. How about this one? Do you know what this sound is? I bet you've heard that one before. That sound is it's a car horn. It's a car honking. Why does a car honk? It is a sound that the driver of the car can make to help keep people safe, right? If you're maybe playing ball in the yard and you go chasing after the ball and the ball rolls into the street and you hear that noise, you know to stop, right? It's a sound that keeps us safe. Let's get a little bit more difficult. All right, just a second. Now this one you're going to have to listen a little bit longer. There's a sound there. And it's going to get a little bit louder. It's a sound that some people really like and that some people are afraid of. Does that sound familiar to you? That is a thunderstorm. I personally like thunderstorms. I like to watch the lightning. I like to listen to the rain and the thunder and the big booms. But some people don't like that noise. Let's go to a different one. And this one might be the hardest. If you've gotten all of them right so far, this one might be a little bit more challenging. What is that? Do you have a guess? Maybe you guessed correctly that it was a bunch of birds. What kind of birds? I don't know. It didn't tell me. It just says that it's birds. Well, the reason we're listening to sounds today, because sound is an important part of today's Bible lesson. And today's Bible lesson, if you are in your beginner's Bible, it is on page 132. It's called The Battle of Jericho. And if you have a different Bible, you and your parents can find it in Joshua chapter 6. Now, God's people were ordered to move into the promised land and to take over a city called Jericho. But Jericho had high walls all around it, thick walls. And the people did not know how they were going to get through those walls. But God told them to march around the city and to blow a ram's horn. Now, some Bible translations use the word trumpet, but this doesn't sound like any trumpet I've ever heard. This is what the horn sounded like. It sounds like a rubber chicken to me, but it's not. This is the noise that is made by the ram's horn. Now, do you think when the people inside Jericho heard that noise that they were afraid, that they thought, boy, that noise is going to knock down our walls and we're going to lose our city? No, they probably thought, what a strange thing to try and get through our walls by blowing a ram's horn. But they didn't do that because they thought the noise would knock down the walls. They did it because God told them to. They followed God's command. And when they followed God's command and did what He wanted them to, God made it happen. They trusted Him, and He made it happen. We can trust God, and even if we don't understand why God would want us to love our neighbor even when our neighbor is mean to us, we do so because God tells us to. I want to share one other thing before we say goodbye today, and that is this weekend is a special day, and there is a very special noise that I would invite you to make. For your mom, for the other women in your life, like maybe a grandma or an aunt or a special neighbor, how about we practice making this noise this week?
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, Mommy.
Parents love to hear I love you from their children. And that includes God, as He is all of our parent. But let's make a special effort this weekend to make sure our moms and those other women in our lives know how much we love them. That is a very joyful noise that we all can make. Will you join me in prayer? If you would pray right after me, and that way we can pray together. Dear Jesus, thank you for loving me. Thank you for working in my life even when I don't understand. Thank you for my mom and all the women who love and care for me. Amen. Happy Mother's Day. We'll see you next time.